So this is for educational purposes more than anything else. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. Trading does contain substantial risk. We already know that. And you know you shouldn't be out there risking or trading what you're not willing to lose. Past profits don't guarantee future results in any way. So I'll go ahead and get started with the indicators and how to look at those, how to set up your web analyzer to the trigger strategy, and we'll go from there and go into how to look for some good setups, which I actually entered into this AUD. Cut it out real quick. Entered into the AUD right before this session. It was looking good enough for me. Let's see what my entry is. All right, so first thing you're gonna notice here is you got your chart, you got your setups over here to the right. Let me plot my entry real quick for this. It was 75931. 75931. 76140. All right, so over here to your right, you have your setups. Below those setups, you're gonna have the sessions when they are lit up. That's what session you're in. Aussie session always overlaps the Asian session. That's what you have right there. Both of those lit up. If you click on it, it'll tell you what time those sessions start. Give you an idea of what time of day you're trading. They're all Eastern time, so go ahead and check those out whenever you get some spare time. So right above where you have your time frames, you have what you see strategy. Click on that, or you can click on this box over here, this gear tab. It opens up the same box, and you're able to go in, click on the trigger strategy or whatever strategy you choose to use. We got 100 million of them right here in this little box. Click on trigger strategy. Works on Forex, works on crypto, works on metals, works on anything that has a chart. Turn on the cha-ching if you like that money sound. Turn on the dark mode if you like that. Save settings and reload. Make sure you do that. Then you'll have Bollinger Bands, RSI, MACD, Stochastic, and CCI. So my Bollinger Bands are nothing more than support and resistance that move right along with price. Top is always resistance. The bottom is always support. That middle line in the middle is going to act as the moving average. So it's going to move right along with the price. And if price is above it, it's going to act as support. Price is below it, it's going to act as resistance. Just remember that. So support and resistance. And we always like to enter to sell from resistance and buy from support. So I'll go with that as well. RSI, anything above 70. RSI is a relative strength index. It's going to let you know what areas of the market is in overbought or oversold territory. Anything below 30 is going to be oversold territory, meaning that selling will slow down sooner or later when it's in that area. Overbought territory means it is in bullish territory. That is above 70. See if I can find an area that looks a little more clearer. All right, so right here is above 70. That is overbought territory. And then as you can see, it came down out of overbought territory because it's only going to hang out up there for so long. So anything above 70 on the RSI, overbought territory. Anything below it, oversold territory. And you want to catch it from where it's out of range, either overbought or oversold, and buy it from oversold territory or sell it from overbought territory. All right, just remember that. Take notes on that. Clear the screen real quick. All right, so the MACD is going to show you volume. Volume is where you will have the blue line or the main line pointing in your direction And if it's pointing in your direction, that's the way volume is wanting to go. Those hologram lines in the background, I'm going to show you how much volume is in each candle, typically. The orange line is the signal line or the slow line. It's going to show you the flow of volume as well. Whenever these lines are above zero, you're looking for volume to be a little bit more decent. Whenever the lines are below zero, you're looking for volume to be a little bit lower. I had to tweak down to 8, 3, and 6 so that I'm able to see those smaller movements on, so that I can see those movements on smaller time frames as well as larger time frames. So that's the MACD, volume, 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 which you're able to see volume right down here on the bottom of this chart. Green bar, red bar, red bar, green bar. That's volume. Same thing with MACD, except the MACD moves along all on its own, but it shows you what price is doing right down there. So the stochastic, you're looking for that to be below 20 if you want to buy it. Like I said, we buy it from support, sell from resistance. So best place to buy it is when it's out of range. I want it to come back in range. I know it's going to come back. It's been outside, hanging out, curfew's in effect, street lights are on, dinner is ready, it's getting cold. So it has to come back home. So I want to be sitting out on the porch waiting on it and meet it at the TP. So if you're going to buy it, make sure it's out of range on your stochastic, your RSI, and your CCI as well on the 1, the 5, and the 15, which I'll go over briefly after I get done with these indicators. So below 20 will be oversold on the stochastic. Remember that. Support. Once it's hitting support, as you can see, it'll go back in range. Over 80 on the stochastic is overbought. Remember, same thing as the RSI, except it was 70 for that level. Anything over 70 on the RSI, anything over 80 on the stochastic, we're looking for it to come down sooner or later, so we catch it as soon as it's starting to turn back around, and we meet it head on for some good looking setups, good looking trades, hopefully some good looking blue screens. CCI has got a dual purpose. It'll let me know when the market is oversold or overbought. As you can see right here, it went above 100. Whichever way it's pointing, that's the way it wants to go typically. And anything below 100 is oversold. So I'm looking to buy it when it's in that area. Whenever it's coming back up, it's going to be pointing back up. But when you see the tip of that line pointing down, no matter what time frame you're on, it's going to show you the pullback. So it shows me the pullback on any given time frame, and it also shows me where the market is overbought, oversold. As you can see right here, this is going through some pullback on the 1 minute. Sometimes, no matter how good your entry is, you're gonna have some pullback that's gonna come. Don't panic. Don't panic. Ride the wave, and you'll be fine. Typically, most times. So this one was going back in range. I'll show you what I mean by going back in range. Like I said, I like to catch it at support, and that's on the Bollinger Bands. That's on RSI. That's on the stochastic, and you'll see it as well on the CCI. And if you're able to catch it on the 1, the 5, and the 15, you got everything lined up as far as momentum is going. Then it's a better setup for you. You'll feel more comfortable taking that trade. And as you can see, it was going back in range, which I wish I would have caught it right there, but it had a nice little pullback right there. So I waited, got in over there. It was going up. And this was called on the 15-minute, somewhere around almost 15 minutes ago. So it's going up on the stochastic. After this pullback right here, still pointing up. Volume is decent, is above zero. CCI is pointing up more than anywhere else. And that's on the 5 minutes. So I go to the 15-minute to see, was it doing the same thing, which it was. That's why I got into the trade. All right, RSI was pointing up. As you can see, well, it was pointing up. It's pointing down right now because of those pullbacks that are happening. And if you see pullback on the 1 minute, just wait till that pullback is done and it's lined up on the 5 and the 15. Otherwise, you'll jump into the trade, going into some pullback, and you have to wait. So you're just sitting in the negative, just waiting, when you could have just waited and got into the trade when it was already going your way. Makes sense? Rhetorical, I'm sure it does. So the stochastic is going back in range on the 15-minute as well. RSI is going up on the CCI, showing you which way the direction of the momentum wants to go. Now the RSI is pointing up as well, showing you which way the momentum wants to go. in this particular pair. Looking at a higher time frame, 30-minute, hourly, you can look at all of those. You're able to see which way is it going, what is the trend doing, is it in pullback, where is the momentum. So that's the importance of time frame analysis. Looking on the hourly, I'm able to see that the CCI is pointing straight up. Stochastic is pointing up. Volume is decent. RSI is coming out of range. Looks like it may be turning around, making a U-turn, hitting some support. Right here, it's hit some support because the bottom Bollinger Band is always support. The top is always resistance. The middle is going to depend on where your candles are. Candles are bouncing on the top, that's support. Candles are below it, it's going to act as resistance. So this is one of the reasons why I jumped into this trade. It was going in that direction, which my TP for this is 0.76140. Plot that out real quick. 0.76140, which I don't, you don't have to wait all the way into the TP. You can take it out whenever you're feeling like your blue is good enough. 0.76140. 6140. Yikes. How many pips is that? So it's around, for my entry, not a lot. So 20 pips, give or take a tick or two. So not bad, especially if you have it stacked up. Mine is stacked up 1, 2, 3, 4. I only stacked it up 4 times this time, but I usually stack it because I'm able to get, if I only had it in one time, that would be 20 pips. So if I stack it 4 times, that's 20 pip move with 4 times. That'll be 80 pips altogether with a 20 pip move. Typically, see where's my line. I also like to keep my stop losses kind of tight. Let me see here. This will be red. I like to keep my stop losses tight because it's going to keep me in the game longer than longer than most people. I had to keep it at about 5 to 7 pips most times if I'm able to get a decent entry. The reason being is if me and Joe take the same 4 trades and Joe has a 20 pip stop loss, see mine are already going in profit right there. So that was it was a decent enough entry. I had to wait for that pullback, but more pullback will come. But I have more momentum going up than I have going down right now. So we're able to go into profit, ride the pullbacks, and just keep going into profit, if that makes sense. But I like to keep my stop losses tight simply because if me and Joe take 4 trades and Joe may have a 25 pip stop loss. So if we both get knocked out of those 4 trades where I may have a 5 to 7 pip stop loss, I will lose 25 to 28 pips while Joe will lose somewhere around 80 to 100 pips. So I'm able to stay in the game longer and I'm able to grow my account at a better rate than Joe is simply by having such a good stop loss and good risk management using, decent lot sizes, smaller lot sizes. You're going for the pips, don't worry about the money because the money will come as long as you. I'm sorry?
Try and mute that.
Let me, I think I can do it from my,
all right, thank you, Sean.
Yeah, I'll do it from my end. All right, so that's the whole point behind having, a tight stop loss. Like I said, I like to do it anywhere between 5 to 7 pips. Hopefully I get a decent enough entry. Sometimes my entry is off, I'm not gonna lie, but more often than not, I'm getting very decent entries. Like this entry, just saw it right here, was decent enough for me. Decent enough for me. I'm actually in the Euro. They call it a Euro USD. I jumped in that one too. But any questions so far on the indicators, how to look at them before I move on to minimize the participants bar? Do you see it? I don't have it. I don't have the participants bar. No, no questions? Any questions? No questions? All right, no questions so far. Even what, the new people? Oh, okay. All right, Marjorie is good. All right. CCI indicator. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm late, Marjorie. I'm late to the chat box. I'm over here just running my mouth about the indicator. So I'll repeat the CCI. The CCI is going to show me the pullback, and it's going to show me where the market is overbought or oversold. So anything over 100 is overbought territory. Anything below 100 is oversold territory. So I want to buy it from support, sell it from resistance. Anything above 100, anything above 100 on the CCI, it's going to be overbought territory. So that's resistance. Once it starts hitting resistance, like I said, we sell it from resistance, we buy it from support. But you want it to be out of range on the CCI as well as all the other indicators, and you want them to be lined up on the 1, the 5, and the 15, because if not, you will trade yourself into some pullback, because if it's going down on the 1 but up on the 5 and the 15, pullback's on the 1. So just wait until it gets done and starts going back in your direction, and you'll be in a better situation. Let me see, I got how many minutes after a trade is called it's too late to enter. I don't know, it's different. They move different. So, if it's setting up, doesn't matter how long it was called. Like this was called 7 minutes ago. Wait, as a matter of fact, AUD was called maybe almost 30 minutes ago. So this was called 22 minutes ago. But the thing is, it just depends, because this was called on the 15-minute as a buy. So, I mean, if this was called on the hourly time frame, I would still be going to the 1 minute for entry, but I'd be looking at the 1, the 5, and the 15 to see if it's set up. So it could be set up after 10, 20, 15, 30, it could go into a good setup, then come out by going in a pullback, and then go right back into going into a good setup, which this was called as a buy. So it could go through some pullback, and then you could be checking it 30, 45 minutes later, and it's getting ready to buy, especially this one. That's the EG that was called on the hourly. If you see where it's called on a higher time frame, then you're looking for a little bit more pips. And let's look at this one. Let's look at this one, the most recent one. So, as far as how much time has passed before it's too late, you're able to determine that with your analysis. I mean, just analyze it and see if it's getting set up for you. And what I mean by set up, as far as the trigger strategy goes, you want it to be lined up on the 1, the 5, and the 15. I go to my 1 minute for entry because there's no price action more current than the 1 minute. As you see, I missed this trade. I wish I'd been looking at this before. A lot of times I'm looking at pairs before they're even called, and I'm able to get into this buy because I see the shift in momentum on the 1 minute. As you can see, we would have already been, I'm usually 7 to 15 pips in profit while other people are waiting on the 5 to 15, which is a normal thing, because I'm seeing it on the 1 minute, because it happens on the 1 minute before it happens on the 5, before it happens on the 15, and so forth and so on. So makes sense so far. That's why I enter on the 1 minute, because it happens on the 1 before it happens on any other time frame. Can you enter one in the MT4? Yeah, wherever you like to trade from. I trade from my phone. You can enter from your phone, your MT4, wherever you want to trade from. Whoever asked that. Okay, iPad. It works on crypto as well. We'll look at a crypto pair. These same indicator settings for your cryptocurrency. Yep. I'm gonna switch to crypto in just a second. You'll see the settings, they won't change. As long as you got them set to the trigger strategy, it'll still be the same indicators with the same settings. All right. How many candles need to form before you enter? I like to enter between second and third candle, because that first candle could fake you out. First candle could fake you out. If you're looking at entry, as you can see, between the second and third candle, I don't know if you can see that. Between the second and third candle, see the first one? Could have been a fake, could have been a fraud, could have been a phony, a crony. But that second candle, I started watching, seeing is it going in my direction. Once I see that it is, I confirm it by looking at the momentum, check the 5, check the 15, it's lined up. So this is my second candle. Right before it gets to that third candle, I'm looking to enter because anything like between the third and the fifth candle is usually going to give me some pullback. Usually between 3 and 7 candles where it'll start pulling back, which as you can see on the fifth candle, it started pulling back. Then on the ninth candle, pulled back a little bit more. So, you know, somewhere up in there is what I typically see. Somewhere in between, what did I say? Usually between 5 and 7 candles. Yeah, that's about right. Between 5 and 7 candles is when it'll start pulling back. So my entry is usually between the second and third candle. Try to get in good. May have some pullback, but you know, if I'm going the right way, I'll live through the pullbacks. Makes sense. All right. How many candles? Oh, I already answered that. All right. So take a look at some crypto. Show you how it works on the crypto. Works on everything. So we already missed this NZD trade. So we'll check out some crypto, and we'll check out some metals. Check out some gold, some platinum. So Ethereum. Let's check it out. So you're going to see the same, how tight a stop loss, 5 pips, 7 pips. Your stop loss is actually your preference. How much do you want to risk, Pauline? Like I said, if me and Joe go into the same 4 trades, Joe may like to put 25, 30 pips for his stop loss. That's Joe's prerogative. It's Joe's account. You know, it's his risk. Me, myself, I may only want to use 5 to 7. You know, if me and Joe get knocked out of the same 4 trades, I'm at a loss of anywhere between 25 and 28 pips, while Joe is at a loss of anywhere between 80 and 100 pips. So that's the idea behind that. Stop losses wherever you feel comfortable, giving yourself enough room to kind of try to stay in the trade. But that's the whole point of trying to get the best entry possible, is to get a good entry so that you can keep your stop loss tight, which is, let me show you real quick. I'll just go back to this one as an example because it's already in motion. And, you know, the reason I got into this trade is because of, you know, what it is I'm showing you right now. So second and third candles going up on the 1 to 5 and the 15. I set my TP for somewhere up there in the stars, in the clouds. And, you know, I'm able to keep a tight stop loss because the entry was good. All right. So that's what you want to, you want to wait until you get a good setup. The stop loss is around 8 pips. Really, I should have shot for. I usually like to go between 5 and 7. 8 is not too bad for me. It's a little bit much, but I've also gone into trades without putting the stop loss just because, you know, I'm that ambitious and I'm so confident in the trades. It's like, hey, I'm the trigger man. So sometimes I go in, I don't put a stop loss because I am my stop loss. I'm literally watching the trade if I'm scalping. So you are your stop loss. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. It's your account, it's your money. So be your own best stop loss. Do the best you can with your own risk management, because the goal is to grow it and not blow it. I don't go in there putting 30, 40, 50 pip stop losses and you're only scalping. I mean, that's, you know, because if you get knocked out, if you're going for 5 pips and you got a 30 pip stop loss, then, you know, it's going to take you 6 trades to make up that one loss, and it's kind of disheartening. So pay attention to your entries. Try to get in at, just wait. It will be in your benefit if you just wait for the good setups, meaning, you know, it's lined up on the 1 to 5 and 15. It's going in your direction. That momentum is in your favor. And you enter between the second and third candles. Set it for, you know, you can set it for 3 to 5 pips. You can set it for a little more if you feel like the momentum is going up on a higher time frame. It agrees with that higher time frame trade, which this one does more than anything. So I was able to set it for, you know, a few more pips than just 3. That's the idea behind it. Looking at the time frames, getting a good entry, keeping a tight stop loss so that you can stay in the game longer, because really you're gonna have losses, but how long are you gonna stay in the game if you're hitting really bad stop losses over and over and over? So make a note of that and you'll be good to go. This was called 30 minutes ago as a buy. And let's see here. As a buy, it was called. For the record, some of these I don't trade. I trade Ethereum. The top of my list is XRP. I trade the XRP. I trade the Ethereum. I trade BCH, BTC, USD, and that's about it. Some of the other ones they're just up there for decoration. I have traded them. I have traded Litecoin, Zcash. I don't like the spread on Zcash. I definitely like the spread on XMR. The spread on that thing is from here to Jupiter. Sometimes it's not even worth getting into, because you got to account for your spread. You got to, especially if you're just scalping. And then I like to trade the crypto against US dollar, those pairs, because crypto against crypto, the spreads are higher. They're higher. All right, so make a note of that. All right, so looking at this crypto, we saw that this one was called 2 days ago. I'm just joking. It was just 30 minutes ago. So 30 minutes ago it was called, so we'll check and see if it's still valid, like somebody had a question about earlier. The way you do that is, no matter what time it's called over here, on the 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, I always go to the 1 minute, because I want to see what is price currently doing on the 1 minute time frame. Right now it's going through some pullback. Like I said, CCI shows me pullback. Stochastic is out of range. RSI is out of range, but the pullback's happening on the CCI, and you're able to see that before you see it on the other time frames. You see how that works? See how you got the CCI pointing down already, and you got a red candle forming. So CCI is going to show you some pullback before you're able to see it on those other time frames. If any of you are in that AUD trade, it's a pretty good trade actually. It's running up pretty good. See that? So it's a pretty good entry if you took that. If you took it. Like I said, I was kind of already in it. Jumped in it right before the session. It was a good entry. She was introducing. I was like jumping in the trade. So I just happened to glance over there and see that. But Ethereum's not doing anything special. It's actually consolidating. Whenever you see this going off to the side, it's consolidation. Same thing with the MACD, stochastic. Consolidation. So let's look at some gold, some platinum, some silver. I haven't traded those in a while. Actually, yeah, I have. I traded silver. I think we traded silver my last session. It hit the TP as well. Actually, the last all the trades we took on my last session, they all hit TP. Took a little bit for the EG. Did the EG hit? No, the EG didn't hit. I ended up taking that out, but took it out in profit. EuroCAD. Wait, yeah, EuroCAD sell hit TP. Most of the trades that we've called on all the last sessions hit TP. So that was the last time I traded silver. We'll take a look at it. Just click on this tab right here, right next to this tab, and here you'll have your metals. As I said, the strategy works on anything you can put a chart on. Trust me, I have done it. I have tested it and tested it and tested it. This was called 15 minutes ago. It was called for a buy, and let's see if it'll set up for us. Missed that right there. That move up. So what I like to do is I like to see, if some time has passed and I still want to try to make some profit, I just check it out by looking at different time frames. All right, it's going up on the 15. Let's see. Let's look at the 30. All right, it's going up on the 30. So it hit some resistance. I'm sorry, it hit some support. It's coming out of this pullback, this huge pullback right here. Let's look at the hourly, see how much momentum we have on it. It's still pointing down right there because it's not done pulling back, which it'll have to get done pulling back on the smaller time frames before you see it on the larger time frames. All right. So as you can see, it's still pulling up, up, up. Let me look at the 5 real quick. I may buy some of this. Feeling kind of ambitious. You want to catch it while the momentum's going in your direction. Just makes for a better setup. Now it's not out of range because of that pullback it just came out of on the 1, but it is still going up. So I may take this one for a few pips. Let me see here. How many pips do I want to take it for? That was confident. Let me pull it up in my phone and check it out. See how it looks there. That'll let me know. Because I like to trade from my phone, so it's not looking good there. No bueno. No trado. X. Alright, so it is making a little shift up. Still fighting with some consolidation monsters. It's coming out of that pullback. I don't know. I don't know if I want to touch it. And if you're ever unsure, just don't mess with it. Like me myself, sometimes I'm feeling ambitious and I'm like, I just pass on it. So let's see if I missed any questions. Just enter AUD by adding profit already. Yeah, because the momentum's going in your direction. So that was why I got into that. Do you wait for the 2 candles to be? If I'm looking at, I'm gonna buy some of this silver real quick. Why don't I? Hold on, give me a second. I'll be right with you. So I'm gonna set my TP for. I'm only gonna go for. Let me put it on my 30-minute. So I'm gonna go for. Let's see what my entry. My entry is 16.874. $16.874 is my entry. So I just go for a few. Just go for a few. Let's see. I have stacked up a few times, so I'm not gonna be greedy. I just set it for there. TP is gonna be 16.920. 16.920. All right, so yeah, I just had to put those in real quick. Like the way the momentum was going, I don't really mess with this pair too much. But like I said, if I see a good setup, I see some good momentum, then I make it payday every day. Let's see. here. Had I put one, that's where it would be, somewhere in that area. Didn't put it, but if I did set it, I'm watching it, and I put it somewhere around there. So Marcia, you said, do you wait for the two candles to be the same color? Yes, I do, because like I said, that first candle will fake you out. So let me show you. If you're waiting on a buy, then between the second and third green candle. If you're waiting on a sell, then between the second and third red candle. Make a note of that, write that down. Don't be confused. Because if you have one that comes in, if you're trying to buy, you got one that comes in green, then that next one is red, don't touch it. Don't even touch it. All right, showing you the pullback clear as day. So don't touch it. All right, just enter and profit. Oh, that's old. Let's see. So wait for candles to form on the 1 minute. Yep, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking on the 1 minute because everything starts happening on the 1 minute before it happens on any other time frame. All right. So if I see them calling a buy on the 5, I go to the 1 minute to see if it's in oversold territory, because we buy it from where? We buy it from support, right? We buy it from support. I'm just assuming y'all had the right answer. So we sell it from where? We sell it from resistance. All right. So if it's called on the 5 and I go to the 1 as a buy and I see it down here in the support area, below 100 on the CCI, below 20 on the stochastic, volumes low on the MACD, below 30 on the RSI. If I see that on the 1 minute, I get ready to make my move. But as long as it's lined up with the 5 and the 15, I'm more confident in that move. Makes sense? Nakia, I'm sorry, I don't know if I said that right. If I didn't, I do apologize. I do hate when people call me seen. It just does something to me. But if that made sense, did I answer that question? Okay. All right. So that's really that's really the strategy. That's the whole strategy. Just went through the whole strategy. You all didn't have a whole lot of questions. You kind of made it easy. You only asked like 1 or 2 questions, like you all been here before. You should come out to my live sessions, and we trade live on my set. This is basically a live session, Marjorie. This is a trigger session. This is just a trigger session for Marjorie invited me to the party, so we're having a pit party. Stop losses in red, Montel. It's always in red. Entries in green. Take profits in blue. Stop losses always in red. All right. So yeah, this is the same thing we do on our sessions, my live sessions, and this is nothing more than a trigger session that VIP trigger session. All right, so you got that stop loss right there. My entry was right there. Take profit is to the moon. Not really. It's not that far. It's only like, I think I only went for like 20 pips or something like that. I keep forgetting. So yeah, it was about 20, almost 21 pips. Give or take a tick or two, because 1, 2, 3, 4. I had it stacked up 4 times. So whatever that is times whatever that is, we'll get there. Silver. How is the silver doing? Silver is going through some pullback. You'll see on the 1 minute, see how it's pointing down. See, it had that big bullish push up, right? See, over here was where the entry was, and then it had the pullback. Now it's going to go up. It's going to have some more pullback. and then it's going to go up. It's going to have some more pullback. So we got it on the second pullback. So don't panic. All right. As long as you know you're going in the right direction and you know where the pullbacks are, there's no need to panic. All right. There's your pullback on the 1 minute. Now let's check the 5 and see what's going on. So the 5 is hanging out in the middle, showing you the pullback that's happening on the 1. Now let's look at the 15. So the 15 is going to show you pullback that's happening on the lower time frames that's being affected and showing on the 15 as well. All right, so if that happens, it's okay. Don't panic. It's happened before. Don't worry. Do this all the time. Barbara says, is it always a sell if the take profit is below stop loss? Yeah, definitely. So if ever you see the take profit above the stop loss, that is a buy. If ever you see it below, that is a sell. That's a clear indication of a sell. All right. Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Yep, that's Eastern time. For those who are wondering, who are in different time zones, my sessions are Eastern time zones because I'll be broadcasting from an undisclosed location here in sunny Florida. So I'm Eastern. So if you're able to come out, come on and check us out. We trade live. We go over questions. We do. We take shots. We have music. I'm just joking. No, it's a party. It's a real payday party. Tell them, Sonya. Let me see here. All right, so let me see here. If I have any notes or any questions. No questions, no questions. You've been winning a long time with this strategy. I first formulated this strategy back in December, the end of December of last year. I started trading last year, so I was able to formulate my own strategy, something that would work for me, something that I could see consistency with, something that I can understand, something that I could use on anything at any time, whether I wanted to scalp or whether I wanted to go in and snatch hundreds and hundreds of pips out of this $9 trillion a day industry. And the thing is, some of the problems that people are having is they're trying to make enough money to make a living trading. Well, you only have a few options when you think about it. All right, you got to be able to get large price movement of cents or pips. You got to increase the amount of money you make on a trade by trading a size large enough to be able to live off of. So how are you going to be able to do that without risking too much? Well, how long can you survive? You don't want to risk your account. Stop loss is very important. That's why I'm always trying to put, 5 to 7 pips. All right. Because, you could take 10 pips, make 10%, or you can lose 5%. Right? You can make more money long term with the 5 pip stop loss than a 20 to 30 pip stop loss overall. It's good money management. All right. Risk smaller risk, 1%. Because if you have, let's say we have $1,000 account, we use that for an example. If you have $1,000 account and, you risk $10 at 5 pips, trade size would be $2 or 0.02 per pip, which is a total risk of only $10. You work your way up to $50 to $75 to make enough money to then increase your lot size. All right. So that way you're not risking your initial balance. And, at $2 per pip, 25 pips equal $25 your account, then you're able to grow your account to $1,050, and after you've been able to earn 25 pips, increase your lot size from 0.2 to a standard. Now you're able to go in and risk. You're not risking any of your initial account, basically. All right. So you're risking zero on your initial balance. Your risk is on the compounded money. And you could potentially have an 80% increase of profits potential with no additional risk. All right, how does that sound? So go in risking low, and then as you grow it, with consistent pips, go ahead and drop some, nice lot sizes on it with only risking the compounded money and none of your initial balance. All right. 5 pip stop loss is 1,000 times better than trading with higher stop loss. I'm letting you know that right now. All right. Because by the time you get up to, $50 that you made, you just risk that $50. If you want to keep trading that day and you made $50, if you risk anything, don't risk any more than that $50. All right. But still, if you're risking that $50, you're still not risking anything out of your total daily balance. All right. So you can use a regular lot size, a standard, and make 10% or more, therefore growing your account and not blowing it using the compounded money. Hope that makes sense. Stacking means entering the trade multiple times. If that's a question, the answer is yes. Just enter the trade more than once. I like to do that because in the beginning, I was going in, I was only getting 3 pips. I was setting it for 5 pips, and I was sometimes hitting 5 pips, and I found that I was hitting 3 pips more than 5 pips. So I was like, well, hey, I might as well stack this 3 pip trade up 5 times and, get more pips with less moves. Make sense? People may not agree, but my account definitely agrees. So here's what you can do. If you want to go for more pips, find a trade on any normally traded time frame. All right. If you're used to looking at the 4-hour, look at the 4-hour. All right. You like the 4-hour? By all means, look at the 4-hour. All right. The next thing you're gonna do is, and this is just my analysis. This is what I do. So it's more than 1,000 ways to skin a cat. So I look at higher time frames, and then I target the 1 minute for that same trade opportunity. All right. Meaning, if I see on the 4-hour it's going up, I go to the 1 minute and I wait for an opportunity for it to go up, but I wait for it to happen and line up on the 1 to 5 and the 15, and we go up all the way up to the penthouse suite. All right. So you identify that entry, make sure it agrees with the higher time frame trade. All right. Whether it's the 4-hour, even the daily, even if you want to trade from the daily, I'm telling you, it works. So go in, look at the daily, identify that trade on any normally traded time frame you choose. 4-hour, daily, 1 hour, doesn't matter to me. All the pips are the same. We're going to get them same as you. Identify that entry, make sure it agrees with your higher time frame trade, but identify that on the 1 minute, the 5 and the 15. I go to the 1 minute for entry because anything that happens on the 5, it has to happen on the 1 first. Trust me, if you train your eyes like the trigger man to see it on the 1 minute, you'll be in profit while everybody else is waiting on it on the 5 and the 15. Trust me. Anything that happens on the 5, just think about it. You think it didn't happen on the 1 first? It had to. I mean, 1 minute comes before the 5. So if you're able to see it on the 5, train your eyes to just start looking on the 1. Like, that's it. Just look on the 1 minute, Execute, pull the trigger on that trade with disciplined money management. Only risk 1 to 2%. This is a recipe to grow your account. When I say disciplined money management, I mean go in knowing that you're only going to risk 5 pips or whatever that is to you. It could be 7 pips, it could be 10 pips, whatever that is to you. Make sure it's disciplined money management. Don't go in there all willy-nilly and go crying later on talking about I blew an account. Like, just don't do it because it's your account. Who can blow your account other than you? Don't blame anybody else for taking trades that you're the one putting the trades in. So you're the one who has to use disciplined money management. You're the one who has to learn how to understand how to do your analysis. It doesn't matter who has the trade. Before you put it in, analyze it. All right? Analyze it as best you can. And even if you don't know me, because some people on here, they've never been to my sessions. So if you don't know me, guess what? Message me and say, hey, Triggerman, hey, Sean, hey, Payday, whatever. You can call me anything you want. Just don't be disrespectful. Can you please look at this for me? I was wondering such and such, blah, blah, blah. If I don't respond to you right away, It's probably because you're ugly. No, I'm just joking. It's probably because I'm busy. All right. Now I try to keep up with everybody. I have hundreds and thousands of millions of messages that come through my inbox a day. But when people are asking me questions, I try to make sure that they're not getting themselves into a sticky situation. And if you reach out and you ask for help, whoever turns you away, they are inconsiderate, because I knew they needed help one time too. All right. So if you can't come to anybody, come to me, ask me. I'll check it out real quick. I'll look at it. I won't spend 2 hours of the day with you looking at pairs. All right. Just know that. But if you're looking at something and you're unsure, just message me real quick. Tracy Ann, he does answer all the time. Some people are like, you must have a ghost. You must have an angel. We know you're always busy. How are you able to respond? One guy, he was like, you respond to me faster than my friends, man. And you way busier than them. Well, my phone, if I leave my phone unattended for an hour, my phone locks up. Like, I'm not even able to, my screen has so many messages that I'm not even able to get into it. So I have to keep up and respond to people and make sure that, I'm available at least sometimes. So all right, there was your pullback. People were wondering what was going on with this silver. There it is. Pullback's done. Now it's going back that way. As you can see, the pullback was on the 1 minute. You see how it went down, and now it's going back up. So like I said, be patient. If you know what's happening, you know what's going on, then you're going in the right direction. You caught that shift in momentum on the 1 minute. If you got those trigger eyes like me, caught it on the 1 minute, you're a beast. All right. Caught it going the right way, you're a beast. Caught it on a higher time frame, you are a beast. All right. So a few things. Find a trade on any normally traded time frame, 4 hour, daily, 1 hour, doesn't matter. Target the 1 minute for that same trade opportunity. I say target the 1 minute because you want to get a good entry. It doesn't matter if it's a higher time frame. It doesn't matter if it's going for 5,000 pips. Guess what? If you can get in and get pips off the bat, why not do that? Why go in and then go into drawdown like 30 pips because you know it's going for 600 pips? Okay, whoop-de-doo. Do what you want. I'm just saying, the better your entry, the more you're going to profit immediately, and the more margin is in your account immediately, so that you feel comfortable. You're able to grow your account. It's just, I don't know. I mean, do whatever you like, but I'm just saying, I would rather target the 1 minute for entry, get a good entry, whether it's a scalp, especially if it's a scalp. I mean, you don't want to go in there going for 3 to 5. This is a scalp right here. Like, these trades are scalps. It's not it's not like I'm holding on to this till Christmas. Like, no, this is a scalp. So I'm not trying to go in and then get drawdown immediately. That's why people came to me so much in the beginning. They were like, hey, I'm going in and the market's going the other way. And I'm like, gee whiz, what can I do to alleviate that? And I started working even harder, even more diligently on the trigger strategy for not just me, but for the people, because they were like, hey, listen, we're trying to figure this thing out. I'm like, hey, I'm with you. Let's see what we can do. Started looking at some moving averages, started looking at different time frames, started looking at, candlestick patterns, started really getting in the mud with it. So this is what I have come up with. All right. So you want to get a good entry, whether you're scalping or whether you're long-term trading. I know people that are like, well, how do I get more pips? Well, you go to a higher time frame, target that trade. Is it going that way? Go to the 1 for entry. Make sure it's lined up with the 5 and the 15. That way, if you're getting into that trade, 500 pips or 5,000 pips, you still got a good entry. Now you're in profit immediately. That first pullback is not even going to affect you. And if you're scalping, you definitely want to get a good entry. Because if you're only going for, I forget, how many pips is this? I keep forgetting. I don't know. It's almost there, but I forget how many pips. All right, so it's about 20. So it's about 20 pips, give or take a tick or two. So if you're only going for, 5, 10, 15, 20 pips, why in the world would I want to go in face first into drawdown, and go into drawdown like 9, 10, 11, 12 pips only to get 20? Or if I'm going for 3 to 5 pips, I go in the drawdown like 30, 40 pips to get 3 to 5 pips. It's just not ideal. That's not good scalping. It's horrible scalping. It's horrible. trigger finger's broke. All right, it's not the strategy, it's your finger. So you want to get a good entry, whether you're scalping or whether you're intraday trading or whether you're swing trading. That's my take on it. You can do what you like. Just like to pass my notes along to you, trying to let you know how it is I do it. Just go to the higher time frames, target the 1 minute for entry, identify that trade agrees with the higher time frame trade, execute and pull the trigger with disciplined money management. I can't stress that part enough. Only risk 1 to 2% of your account. Grow it by pips, not by money. Don't focus on the money, focus on the pips, because if you're getting 20, 30, 50 pips consistently with low lot sizes, you grow your account up to, I don't know, $50, and guess what? You can risk $50 without touching the initial balance and use that to grow your account. Now you can drop a standard on it. Once you grow that 50 to 100, drop a standard. You're still not risking your initial account. Now you can make up to 100s, 80%, 200% increase with just the compounded money. Compounded money is how you're going to grow your account. Compounded money. All right, that makes sense to everybody? Yes, he does answer all the time. Tracy says I answer all the time. I don't know. I just checked some messages today that have been sitting there for a while, so I do my best. You have no idea how many messages there are in my inbox. Like, I got messages in there right now. They come all day, all night, because when this side of the world is asleep, guess what? The other side wakes up and they are on you. They are on you. Zay says, well, kinda. What doesn't make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Thank you, Sean. Sonia, you are a regular attendee. I know it makes sense to you. You should be helping me teach the session. What don't you understand, Zay? Let me know. Whatever questions you have, we can address them right here. All right, that's what this session is for. What do you need me to go over? I hope you're taking notes as well, because that'll help you learn faster. Nobody else is going to be able to read your raggedy writing, so take your own notes. Nobody else is going to be able to remember what it is you remember, so write down what you may not remember. Write down your own bullet points and take notes. I'm always telling people, take notes, because it helps you learn faster. You have something to refer back to. In the case that I don't answer, I could be out stuffing my face with all types of pasta and vegetables, and I may not answer you right away. So that's when you refer back to your notes. And you send me a message and I don't answer right away, I mean, you have no notes to refer back to. Now you're looking for videos, you're panicking, your heart's beating fast, vision's getting blurry, you just, palms are sweating, you're stuck in a trade, nobody's answering, nobody's responding, you have no notes. It's not how you want to live. Make sure you take your notes. Thank you. First time listening. All right, make sure you come out to the sessions. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I always start the week off wrong. So I have some that's already in profit right now. Whoop, there's another one in profit. I only stacked it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I stacked it 5 times. So I have two. I have 1, 2, 3 in profit. The other 2 are not far behind. Even though we got some pullback right there. I don't even really trade silver. To be honest with you, I've only traded silver like on my session. So that just goes to show you this trigger strategy, it works. I don't care what I pull up on my chart. I will shoot at it with this scope and this itchy trigger finger. All right. I've traded gold more than silver. I don't trade silver too much. It was looking raggedy last time, but it still hit the TP. It looks a little bit better this time. And I mean, if I didn't think it was going to hit the TP, I wouldn't have took the trade. So we are in it to win it. All right. Let's see if we got anything else. So much great nuggets right here. Yep. Definitely. That's just good stuff. Thank you. First time listening. First time. Great tips. Trying to learn quite a bit. Yep. I know I gave a lot of information. I try to condense it as much as I can, but I try to make it as simple as I can, because the more actionable it is, the the more likely you're able to take the action that you need to take away from this session. You know what I mean? So I try to give it to you the way I learn it. That way you can put it into use immediately. Makes sense? That is my goal as an educator and as a leader in general. My goal is to build an organization of leaders. Now look at it fly. Look at that. So the entry wasn't that bad, but that's what you want to do. You want to get a good entry. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean by keeping your stop losses. Yeah, I mean, my stop loss could have been 5 pips, which I try to get about between 5 to 7 pips when it's, decent enough entry, which you'll never want to risk more than you want to win. If your risk to reward is risk, if your risk to reward, you want a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, because if you're going in and you could potentially lose more than you win, then the only thing that can help you is prayer. I mean, what else can help you? Let's just be real about it. What else can help you? So you want your risk to reward ratio to be about 1 to 3. That's typically usually pretty good. And the goal is to grow it and not blow it. So I know I went over a lot. Did look at a few setups, silver and the AUD. AUD is where it needs to be. I know y'all may have missed that initial entry, but we still got you. We still got you in there, all right? And you're able to keep a tight stop loss if you put it in. And it's not far from the TP if that's where you're going. You can go a little bit farther if you like, depending on your analysis. If you like, let's look at the 4-hour real quick. Yeah, it could go for more. It could go for more than that. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to go for, I may set another TP. Let me see real quick. .76382. 0.7632. .76382. So I'll leave those two where they are, and I'll let the other ones try to ride out to that other TP, which is about, how many pips was that? How did I just forget that? It's like ridiculous looking at all these numbers. All right, so it's about 45 pips from my initial entry, almost 50 pips, give or take a tick or two. So I have 2 up, and that could be going that away. Then we got this silver over here. It's in profit, pretty, decent enough. Oh, well, it's flying. All right, so it's flying. It is flying to the TP. Let me see. I could probably set another one, but it's gonna have some pullback. I mean, let's look at the 4-hour. I mean, this is a perfect example of what it is I just told you a few minutes ago. Look at your higher time frame. See where the momentum is. All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there. So I see something different on the 4-hour, which I think this is showing pullback from earlier. Let's look at the 3-hour. See what is it pointing up? So this is a part of that pullback that I saw earlier that is coming out of, I believe, because the CCI is pointing up on the 2-hour. So there's your pullback right there happening. All right, so yeah, it'll keep going up. As far as the hourly, I may set another TP for this, but for right now, I just leave it where it is. It's good enough for me. I mean, I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm not gonna be greedy. All right. So we got two in the chamber, 2 in the blue. Not getting it better than that with 2 for 2. Which I'm almost undefeated anyway when it comes to the trigger play. Very reassuring. Thanks a lot. Helps newbies big time. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Servers on fire. Fire. Yeah, server is going up, up, up. Yeah, it's a pit party. I mean, you couldn't have been in a better place. Thank you, Marjorie, for having me. Anybody got any questions? Any questions? Pip pip parade. No questions, only respect. All right. Well, I respect you all for showing the willingness to learn this. You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of people, they give up. A lot of people, they come and they're always like, hey, you giving signals? I'm like, shut up. No signals. Learn how to get your own signals. I can give you guidance. I can give you education. I can pass you my notes. I can give you my notebook. People just want signals. They don't even want to learn. Some people, well, some people, I'm not talking about you all. I mean, I have people that come to my inbox. They're like, hey, do you have a signals group? No, I do not. I don't sell signals. I don't give signals. I mean, well, when I'm on my sessions obviously we have live signals, but and even in my group, my Facebook group, we're like, we're looking at charts. I'm looking at different things, especially London session. I do a London session here and there whenever I'm able to get up and do it. Sometimes I fall asleep right before, sleep through the alarm, but London session is where I'll analyze whatever, and that's when I usually try to go for the 50 pips, trying to help the people just get 50 pips consistently a few times a week. That's what made me start doing the London session. Seeing a lot of people were struggling in my group, and it's like, it's my group. I want my group full of winners. So I started trying to take a little bit of initiative, and no, it's not on IML TV. It's actually totally separate. I just do it in my group in my spare time. No, I don't have a set time. It's whenever time I feel like doing it. I drop the link on the wall and in the group, and we, those people that get up, we get those 50 pips, and then we go back to sleep. And then if I get up and do a New York session, sometimes I don't even open the Zoom. Sometimes I just drop it in the group. Hey, I'm buying such and such up to such and such. You know, that's it goes for 50 pips. We usually get the 50 pips too. You can ask around. We're getting those 50 pips. So, when is your next session? Next session is, what's today? Today's Monday. So Wednesday? What is today? Monday. So Wednesday. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's Eastern time. I'm here in beautiful sunny Florida. So I'm Eastern. So if you want to come to these sessions, set your clock for the Eastern time, all right? Because that's when we'll be up. That's when we'll have our private payday pit parties, all right? Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be Web Analyzer Channel 3 in your back office. Are you always at 9? Yep. My live sessions are at 9 p.m. always. How can I contact you? Aren't you on Facebook? You can always just message me on Facebook. I don't give my email out too much. That thing would be haywire. We'll be adding your sessions to my weekly watch list. All right, Sonya. Appreciate you always. Thank you again. We are winning. Yep. We're just trying to get everybody else caught up. You know how it is, Sonya. I know you're winning, Sonya. You're like one of those students in the back of the class. We're right in the middle. Taking all the good notes. Joining in when you need to. So yeah, definitely got some winning going on. That's awesome. Hi, what do you suggest I start studying for a newbie? Reversal candlestick patterns. Get to know them. They'll be your friend because you're able to see it on whatever time frame. 1, 5, 15. I suggest start studying candlestick patterns and reversals because that'll be the best time to get in. So study reversal candlestick patterns as a newbie. And then, Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out the other educators in IML. You know, just you're a newbie, so I mean, you know, everything's gonna be new to you. I don't even know where to tell you to start. Start with the trigger strategy because you want to learn one strategy and master it versus jumping from strategy to strategy. So you can pick whatever strategy. You know, you can pick the um, Davins has a strategy. Lee Allen Ballet has a strategy. Um, Lucas Longmire has his strategy that's strictly for just gold, if I'm not mistaken. I think he has one for just crypto. I think it's called the snapback strategy. I tried it once actually months ago. And then I just went back to my strategy because it was like I just went back to my strategy because I'm like, I need to make my strategy work, not go to somebody else's strategy. And that's what I did. I actually, you know, was able to test my strategy out, tweak it, and practice it and master it. And now, as you can see, it works on gold, silver, crypto, forex, cross pairs, socks, draws, panties, and bras. If you can put it on the chart, Trigger Man's gonna take it out. All right. Thanks so much. No problem. No problem. Thanks. Can you show us again how you identify how far up you think? Let's see. So when you say how far up, you're just looking at time frames. All right. So let's go to the hourly and look. As we entered on 1/5/15, you know, lower time frames of where you're going to be doing your scalping. But if you want to try to stay in it longer, just look at the higher time frames. All right, go to the hourly and look at where you are. All right, stochastic is overbought, oversold. CCI, which way is it pointing? Pull back. Volume, is it decent? RSI, is it overbought, oversold? Candles, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Which way is it pointing? All right, so you go to the 4-hour, which is right here. Where is it going? Pull back right there. RSI pointing up, CCI pointing up. So it's going to give you some indications on, well, how far can I go? How long do I stay in? I mean, if you entered on the 15 minutes, going up on the 30-minute and the hourly, it takes 45 minutes for 3 candles to form. So, you know, you got at least 30 minutes of profit. And, you know, if you're going to the 4-hour, you know, it's going to take about 2 hours and you're going to have nice profits for maybe an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, just kind of guesstimate, look at the time frames and, you know, go with that. All right. You'll be good. You'll be good. Ryan. Make sense, Ryan? That's all I did. Just looked at the time frames, higher time frames. And, you know, like I said, if you're taking notes, find a trade on a normally traded time frame, higher, lower. You know, some people like the daily, some people like the 4 hours, some people like the hourly. All right. This is for if you want to get more pips. That's why I went over this. All right. So if you want to look at the daily, guess what? Look at the daily. That is your target. That is your normally traded time frame. And then target the 1 minute for that same trade opportunity and identify the entry. Make sure that it agrees with the higher time frame trade. All right. So if it's going up, you want that lower time frame analysis to be going up as well. All right. And then you know what you do next. Execute and pull the trigger on the trade. Make sure it's going up, you know, 1/5/15. But you got to pull the trigger with disciplined money management. I can't stress that part enough. That's going to be the part that's going to keep you in the game. Disciplined money management. Only risk 1 to 2% of your account, people. You stay in the game longer. 5 pip stop loss. Trust me. It's better overall. It doesn't matter if it hits you 5 pip stop loss. Guess what? You lost 5 pips. You rather go in there and lose 5 pips, or would you rather be missing $178.27 because it hit a 30 pip stop loss? You do the math. It's rhetorical. I know the answer. So that's the idea behind that. All right. Did you get that, Ryan? All of this is foreign info to me. How can take notes? Make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you come to the sessions. I know it may be foreign, but the only way you can familiarize yourself with it is to take notes. That's why I'm always telling people take notes. It'll help you learn faster and have you, you know, you have something to refer back to, and then come to the sessions. We do it live. I mean, you're able to see it in real time. You're able to ask questions. You can ask questions now if there's anything you don't understand. Galaxy Note 8. So even if it is foreign to you, I hope you're taking notes for one, and for another, just keep coming to the sessions. I mean, I didn't know Korean when I first got there. Now, now I know it. So where it was foreign, you know, I was able to take notes, practice, and 어떻게 지냈어요? When is your next session? I think I already answered that. Profits with Silver. Yeah, Silver did all right. Silver did all right. It did all right. Well, it's just dancing around, just doing that. I mean, because you're able to snatch your profits out, you have to stay in it. All right, thank you, appreciate it, appreciate it. It's profit for trade strategy session connect on Sunday. Yeah, that's the channel. Thank you right there for who dropped that off. Marjorie, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Ms. Wilson or Mrs. Wilson, whichever one it is. What is your YouTube? My YouTube is my name. Type in my name. Just subscribe to my channel. You'll be updated with every upload that I put up there. You'll get a notification. So go ahead and subscribe and you'll be good. Tino exclusives. Thanks, MW. What does that mean, Tino? I mean, I know what it means in my world, but I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Tino exclusives. Thanks, MW. What does that mean? All right, Ryan. Just want to make sure you were squared away. Denise dropped it. All right. Thanks for your help. All right. This is actually. Oh. Denise. Oh, Denise. Like, you got different profiles set up on this thing. Thank you, Marge. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right, Tino. All right. So, what's your group link? If you're talking about Facebook, you won't. I mean, only friends can get in the Facebook group, so you won't even be able to pull this up. You know, as far as getting in, you just send me a message, and you know, we'll do a background check, make sure you're not the feds and not a spy, and then we'll get you in. Other than that, well, that's the best we can do. Same thing with Telegram. We don't just let anybody in there. Have to be, you know, send me a message or, you know, just let me know who you are and we'll get you in. As long as you're not the feds, as long as you're not a spy, as long as you're not a lurker, then, you know, we'll get you in. People that want guidance, people that want to be a part of the community to grow, you know, those are the people we let them in. Anybody else is just looking for signals, fake profiles, spies, haters. We don't want them. We don't want them. Feds, we don't want them. All right. So send me a message and we'll investigate. And if you cleared, we'll get you in. We'll get you in. All right. Anything else, everybody? Everybody good to go? Everybody good to go? We're about to close the session now. We got a little pullback coming. Don't worry, you'll live. That's on the silver trade if you're still in it. So I'm in it. I'm just gonna ride it to the TP. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna get me something to eat right now. All right. So how did everybody like the session? Was it good? Was it everything you hoped and dreamed for? We only got 2 people on this session. I can see manage the participants. We only got 2 people. I thought everybody was gonna be here. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We got almost 100 people here. It's called Every Day is Payday. Yep, that's what it's called. How send your message? Yeah, Facebook. We all got Facebook, and if you don't, you're probably the feds. Even they got Facebook, so just send me a message through Facebook. Send a message. Sent you a message for the group. Great. It was awesome. All right, everybody, like fantastic. All right, how do I Facebook? Listen, my name. Listen, Facebook is my name. Like it is right here. If you want to message me, my name is still the same, Sean Sutton. That's how you contact me on Facebook. Just type in my name. That's me. That's a real profile. I respond. So I usually have thousands and thousands of messages. I was trying to get them out of the way before this session started. So As you can see, it's climbing back up there. So just type in Sean if you're looking on YouTube, Sean Sutton, same thing. I don't go by aliases other than Payday, obviously. You know, that's the name of my group, my marketing company, my nickname. So, but the real name, go by Sean Sutton when you type it in, Facebook and YouTube, all right? No problem. Yeah, you all come to the session, live session, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Appreciate your job. All right, thank you. This was cool. All right, glad you liked it. Thank you. Awesome trigger session. Every day is payday. I'm telling you, why wait? You know, till I don't know when they're getting paid. I don't know around here that waiting on Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know Friday. Every 2 weeks, every week, every Friday. I don't know. Or either some salary people they're probably waiting once a month. I remember when I was in the Army, we waited on the 1st and the 15th, which sucked because sometimes it took forever for the 15th to get to the 1st of the next month. Luckily, I had cash saved up, had a few bonuses, and I was able to save and save and save. So I had money in the bank, but still waiting on the 1st and 15th. It's got to suck for some people. So if you wait until Thursday, that sucks. Wait till Friday, that sucks. So, you spend money every day should be payday. That's why I named my company that. Thank you. Yes, the more you attend the sessions, the more everything makes sense and falls into place. All right, Sonya, you have been coming for a while. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your continued support, your resilience, and your willingness to learn this skill that will set you free forever. All right. Already scapping your page. All right, Nisha, you sound like a Fed. I don't see the group. You won't see the group. You sound like a Fed. I told you it's a secret group. It's a secret group. Only friends can get in. How do I message you on Telegram? Oh, you mean on Facebook? Just send me a message on Facebook right here, Sean Sutton, and then we'll go from there. We will go from there. Message me on Facebook, Doris, and we'll go from there. All right. Let me see. Thank you very much, Marjorie, for definitely for putting this VIP session together for the team. Definitely, I thank you too. Garth she already explained that. Yeah, Garth, you got it right. I want to add you once we know that you're not the Feds. We'll be on the session. Thank you. Okay, got it, Sean. Super thanks. You're welcome, Henry. You're more than welcome, sir. Catch you on the next session. All right, Montel, we'll see you, man. We'll get some more pips. Felicia. What's up, Felicia? Is that Felicia? Is that the Felicia that I know? All right. All right, Denise. I will see you guys next time. I'll go ahead and close this session out. And it's good to close sessions out in the blue. All right. You may see a little pullback. Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't stress. Don't fret. It will see the light. And that light, it'll be blue. Oh, it's a new Felicia? Okay, I have a few Felicias in my group already, so I thought that was one of my Felicias. So, welcome, new Felicia. Welcome. We accept all Felicias, I believe, as long as you're not Feds. So until next time, practice disciplined money management. You're so welcome, Denise. I thank you for your patience. Last session we were supposed to have had a bit of an emergency, but like I said, I was going to get you in that next go round. I don't care if I had to broadcast live from the hospital. All right. So, all right, Pauline, thank you. May you prosper to the overflow for taking the time. Definitely. May you all prosper. You're all going to prosper with this information. Definitely appreciate that, Garth. All right, so practice good. Practice disciplined money management. Disciplined money. Okay, so you see this right here, right? It's still going up. I don't mean to cut. I'm just showing you something. So CCI is pulling up. Stochastic is pulling up, and the RSI is pulling up. So I think it was pointing down, but now it's pointing up, and it's showing you the direction that it wants to go. So you're able to kind of gauge, well, how long should I go up? How far? How much? Well, take into account that this is on the hourly chart, and pullbacks on the 2 hours. So this pullback is going to come out of this pullback is probably going to keep moving up. So that's going to let you know right there which way you should be going. Up. All sure roads lead to up. Trust me, it'll hit TP. All right, so practice discipline money management. Practice putting a 5 pip stop loss. It doesn't matter if it hits. It's only 5 pips. I mean, I know you don't want to lose 5 pips, but which would you rather lose? Would you rather lose 5 pips? Would you rather lose $176.22 because you had a 30 pip stop loss? I know the answer to that, but I'm just saying. Focus on the pips, don't focus on the money. Use small lot sizes until you're able to grow it to, $50, $75, and you can risk that using a little bit bigger lot size and use that to grow. And that way you're compounding the compounded money, and you're not putting any risk on your initial balance. So practice that. That is how you're going to stay in the game long. It's how you're going to grow your account. The goal is to grow it and not blow it. All right. Health, wealth, and prosperity. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I'll see y'all next time. I'm going to get something to eat. What's TP? TP for what? TP is for the silver. TP is in blue. 16.920. See, what is the other one? AUD is so you got the TPs for silver, you got TP for AUD. All right, those are the TPs. Did I send that privately? Can everybody see that? Oh, I think I sent that privately. Oh. Oh, you're saying what is TP? Oh, TP is take profit. Oh, okay. Thought you were saying what is the TP, like what's the coordinates, the numbers. This one is almost there to the first one. It's not far. All right. Good night. See you next time. Tell your family and friends, and make sure you stop by the Web Analyzer group and give me a shout out. That way they don't shut my channel down and I end up doing, payday radio, which, is coming soon. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you too, for those that are on this call. I did take Euro USD too, and the TP for that is 1.17978. I forgot to tell you. I forgot to pull it up and all of that happy jazz. But if you want to do your analysis on that, go ahead and do your analysis. I don't know. I think it was about 20 something pips. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have stacked up 4 times. So if you're looking at that, that's my TP for that 1.17978 for the Euro USD. It's a buy. All right. See you guys later. Happy trading. All right. Good night. Yep. Here you go. You have control.